Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Star Wars tier list. I'm just gonna be, putting them from worst to best, and I'll put my top ones, my favorite ones at the top, and my least favorite ones at the bottom. I think it's pretty obvious what tier lists are, so why don't I just stop talking and get right into it? Okay, so New Hope would go probably up to S. It was a really great start to a really great series of movies and TV shows, and I have a few complaints about it, but honestly, as a start to this franchise, it couldn't be much better. So I'd give an S tier for Star Wars A New Hope. Now, The Empire Strikes Back, I'd say, is even better than New Hope, and is basically one of the best sequels I've ever watched. It's literally so good. It might even be my favorite Star Wars movie. I might change my mind along here, but I'd say it's probably my favorite Star Wars movie. Return of the Jedi. I'd say, after thinking about it, this is probably my least favorite of the original three, but it's not bad enough to go anywhere below A, because it is still a really good movie with some flaws that can't be ignored, but still has all the great things but still has all the great things from these two. Yeah. So, The Phantom Menace, it's really boring and not great. I mean, it has some good parts, but nothing to save it from just being a boring movie that isn't really that fun, so I put it here. Now, the Attack of the Clones, I'd say, is even worse than Episode 1. It's more entertaining because of how bad it is, but, I can't deny that it's bad, and definitely not a good Star Wars movie. Could have been a lot better, but it could have been worse, so yeah. Okay, episode 3 is actually really good. I'll put that in an S, yeah. I mean, it does have some of the flaws from these two movies, but come on, it's Revenge of the Sith. There's some really good stuff in this movie. I mean, it might be a little overrated by the big fans of Revenge of the Sith, but I still like it very, very much. Worthy of S tier, probably. The Clone Wars, Star Wars The Clone Wars movie? I can't remember much about it. I have seen it. I remember kind of enjoying it. You know what, I'll just put it in C for now, because I don't really remember it that much. But I have seen it. So, okay. The Force Awakens. I'll put it in, I'll put it in B for now. Maybe I'll bring it up to A. But, it's a really, really solid movie and a good start to the trilogy. And, it's a very well executed film. But it's a little too similar to A New Hope. I know some people would disagree, but I don't know. I don't know. It could have been better. It could have been worse. I might put it up in A because it is really well made. Okay, Rogue One. Rogue One, I really, really like. It might even be my second favorite Star Wars movie. I don't know why. It's just so fun and entertaining, and the story's nice. And I mean, yeah, you get to see Darth Vader and all that stuff, but honestly, the parts that I enjoyed the most in this movie are the parts that don't have all the different, Star Wars characters that we know of. And I kind of wish that there was a little less of it, but it actually makes sense in this story, because it has to do with destroying the Death Star, so it makes sense if it involved the Rebellion and characters from the Rebellion. So ignore that criticism I made. It's just a really great movie, and one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Now, Star Wars The Last Jedi, everyone's favorite Star Wars movie. Well, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I actually really like The Last Jedi, and I'm putting it in A tier. It's not an S tier movie. It definitely has flaws, and it's not perfect, but it's honestly way better than some people say it is. Like some people would put an F tier. It's like, what? How is that? What? I just don't see how it's that bad. I mean, it does, it does do a little thing. It does do things a little differently, but I don't see that as a flaw. I see that as something that the movie is good at. It's good at telling the story without like feeling like similar to the original trilogy, like The Force Awakens, and yeah, I just enjoy it. It's probably my favorite in the sequel trilogy. Uh, yeah, so yeah. Okay, Solo. Solo is B. It's pretty good. I did enjoy it, but it there's just something about it that wouldn't make me put it anywhere higher than B. So that's all I really have to say about it. Okay, to the last movie. Oh gosh. Poor Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, F. That's probably my least favorite Star Wars movie. It's just so disappointing, and I wanted it to be good so bad. I just really did, but it was just not great. I mean, like, it was an entertaining movie. Like, if you just turn off your brain and want to be entertained, then it's a fine movie, but the thing that makes me not like it is the writing, the fact that they shoehorn in a ton of nostalgic things just for the sake of nostalgia. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. It just wasn't good. It was not a good movie. I'm just gonna say that for sure. It's very disappointing. Okay, now on to the TV shows. I've only seen 2 of these. I might as well just put Rebels and Resistance and have not seen, because I have not seen either of those shows. I've seen like an episode or 2 of Rebels, like when it was on TV, but nothing like, haven't seen the whole thing. Okay, Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Now, I've watched a good portion of the show, but like the movie, I don't really remember too much about it, but I remember really enjoying it, and I'd say I'd enjoyed it more than the Clone Wars. I know that for sure. I'm gonna put an A for now, because I don't consider it to be full on S, and I don't consider it to be any lower. It's a solid show, and the episodes are really that I've seen are really good. I think I've seen like the majority of the seasons. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the new one that came out like a year ago, or was that not a year ago? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, now off to the last thing, Star Wars The Mandalorian. Now, I want to put this in S, but I can't because I just don't consider it an S. And I'll explain why. Actually, I'll put it above these. Okay, and I'll explain why. It's a really good show. I do not deny that. It is a fantastic show with really good characters and a really good story and a nice original story and all that. But my main problem with it is season 2. Now, if I was just going based off of like the quality of the episodes, I say season 2 is better than season 1. But what the problem is all the nostalgic things, like for the sake of nostalgia. You got like Boba Fett, Ahsoka, that random Mandalorian from the Clone Wars. You got Luke Skywalker, and it just like filled up the season with stuff like that when it could have been working on developing the more important characters, you know? I mean, it still did a good job at that, but I just like wish season 2 was a little less of that and a little more of what the first season was. But I'd say like the first season was a little repetitive compared to the second season. So I just can't put it in S, but it's definitely an A tier show for sure. Definitely worth watching if you haven't already. Anyway, that is my Star Wars tier list. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.